In 1976, a travel event occurs because the French airplane, the Concorde, enters service for the first time, cuts flying time across the Atlantic to 3.5 hours, an amazing thing. The first USA $2 bill is issued. I've got two in my wallet today, not from 1976, I might add. Landing vehicles from the USA space program sets down on Mars. Jimmy Carter defeats Gerald Ford in the U.S. presidential election. A movie called One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest wins the Academy Award for Best Picture. The first ever punk rock single is released, New Rose by the Damned. 32 African nations boycott the Montreal Olympics in protest of continued sporting links between New Zealand and South Africa. And in our beloved sport of swimming, Jack Nelson becomes the head coach of women for the 1976 USA Olympic team. Access to success is through the mind. Resided on the back of Fort Lauderdale swim team T-shirts for decades. And no one personified this thought more thoroughly than Coach Jack Nelson. He has the special skill to make each person he speaks with feel unique, important, and a crucial part of the team. Jack's one of the most successful high school swimming coaches in history, as well as coaching USA national teams in 74, 75, 76, 79, 81, 83, 90, and 1994. He's a member of 5 distinct swimming halls of fame. Coach Nelson's FLST team won 7 national championship titles, as well as 8 U.S. Open titles. In 1976, against an East German women's team that was later proved to be composed entirely of doped athletes, Coach Nelson's motivational skills were vital to keeping that team together and leading to their ultimate success on the final day. Selected to the International Swimming Hall of Fame in 1994, please welcome our hometown hero, the inimitable Coach Jack Nelson.
Is everybody having fun? Well, let me hear you, babies. John said I had to come in here and tell you folks one of the greatest moments in coaching, and I wonder what he meant. So anyway, it was July 25, 1976 in Montreal, Canada. Frank Elm, Jim Montrella, and I had been honored to be selected the coaches for the United States Women's Olympic team. We trained at West Point and had a great togetherness there, then went up to Montreal by bus. The East German women were taking center stage in the world swimming by breaking world records at Belgrade, wearing a new breakthrough suit. Our women were very aware of the East Germans. They and we had arrived in Montreal simultaneously. Their deep voices were a shock to all of us. Joe Hochberger came running from the ladies' locker room saying, "Coach, there are men in the ladies' bathroom." And I said, "Honey, it's just the lady coaches, the lady swimmers from Germany." So once the Olympics began, our women were breaking American records and doing best times for themselves, but coming in second and third to the East Germans. Now we know, after the fact, that they had been taking steroids to enhance their performances. We suspected because of their massive bodies and male-sounding voices, the press would ask questions like, "Shirley, how does it feel to be second in your event?" I did not have good thoughts toward the U.S. press during that meet because they didn't mention steroids. They only mentioned that Shirley wasn't winning all the races. Well, in truth, she did win all the races, but she never got credit for it. The women's 400 freestyle relay was the last swimming event of the Olympics that year. Just prior to the relay event, while walking down the deck, one of the Canadian coaches said, "Good luck for our relay is going to be second." And I said, oh, congratulations. And I turned around and said, but we're going to be first. And I didn't want to tell him that because I didn't want to fire him up. But anyway, I'll tell you more later. The women's 400 freestyle relay was the last swimming event of the Olympics last year. Just prior to the relay event, well, oh, okay, I did that, didn't I? Okay. I had a good idea that the Germans were going to lead off with Cornelia Ender, who held the world record in the 100 meters freestyle. Each of our ladies had their individual specific responsibility in this relay. We practiced relay takeoffs every day, and all the swimmers and coaches on the staff agreed on the order that we would swim to kick the Germans' butts. We led off our fastest swimmer, Kim Payton, our national champion, and her job was to stay within a body length of Cornelia. Isn't that fantastic that a young lady can accept that job knowing that she's going after the world record guy on the first place? But anyway, Kim Payton, our national champion, her job is to stay within a body length of Cornelia. She did that and broke the American record as well. Wendy Bolio, who had won the bronze medal in the 100 butterfly between two steroid-enhanced East Germans, was next. Her job was to come up even with the German team in lane 4. She did her job beautifully. Jill Sturkel, the youngest on our women's team, went third. Her job was to get Shirley a lead, and Jill was absolute dynamite in doing so. Shirley was a fighter, and as she dived in, she had a very slight lead against the East German team. And she kept the lead to get the first gold medal for our USA women in the 1976 Olympics. Our ladies each had let me start over here. Our ladies each did what they needed to do, and we won the event, and it was very, very exciting. We went 3:44.82. Each of our girls went seconds faster. We had a American record 56, we had a 55, we had a 55, and a 56 anchor. And of course, the anchor lady was a distance swimmer. Let's see. Donna De Verona and Jim McKay were the newscasters for the swimming events. They had predicted that the German women would win the event. Donna, who Cheryl and I love, said after the event, "I have never been happier to eat my words." My wife was sitting in the stands with a singer by the name of Andy. What's the last name? Williams. Andy Williams, okay. And she kept hitting him on the shoulder. I didn't see this, I heard it from other people. Said, "He did it, he did it, he did it, he did it." And this guy didn't know who in the hell he did it is. So anyway, now I want everybody who hasn't seen it and who have seen it to watch the record-breaking women's 400 freestyle relay right now. Now keep in mind, Kim Payton, sprint freestyler. Wendy Bolio, great butterflyer. Jill Sturkel, sprint freestyle. And Shirley Babashop was the distance anchor. The one great thing that all four girls had, what they had was the hunger and the greatest of mind.
By the fantastic East German women. 3 minutes, 48.80. Here are the lane lineups for tonight. In lane 1 will be Sweden, the Soviet Union in lane 2. The United States will be swimming in lane 3, right next to the East Germans in lane 4. Canada is in lane 5. The Netherlands in lane 6. France in lane 7. West Germany in lane 8.
1952 was the last time we didn't win a gold. And there's Cornelia Ender there, thinking about the race, the lead-off swimmer. It's nice, and it's best to get a lead in a relay because you've got clear water. And
some of their young swimmers are only 15, 16, and they'll be in Moscow in 1980. And Shirley Babashop now, the United States relay team, will be in lane 3. There's Cornelia Ender, up in lane 4 to lead off for the East Germans who hold the world record. They'll be favored in this event. The United States has an outside chance for the gold in Canada.
11 events. They've only lost one, just like our men. There's the USA team. Shirley Babashoff in the middle.
She is going to anchor the team. Kim Payton will lead. Wendy Bolio will swim the second 100 meters. Jill Sturkle the third 100 meters. And the anchor woman will be Shirley Babashoff.
Holds the world record, 55.65.
There they go. And Ender with that great start of hers jumps right out in lane 4. United States second right now in lane 3.
Sure no one believes that they're looking at her feet, as the expression goes. Wendy Bolio. Wendy Bolio is one of the 3 American women to win medals here. For individual events, Wendy Bolio was third in the 100 fly.
All right, Ender gave him a length lead. East Germany's in the lead. United States is second. And third right now in lane 2 is the Soviet Union. Swimming for East Germany now in lane 4 is Petra Primer.
There's a world record of 56.59.
Jill Sturkle getting up, ready to go into the third 100 meter. And picking up some time here, Wendy Bolio has picked up on United States second in the 4 times 100 women's freestyle relay. East Germany touches and off they go. They're in the lead, and we are second. United States is second. And running here is Jill Sturkle.
They're up with them. And they don't have Ender in the final leg. Babashoff is our anchor person. Bolio with a
Look at this.
5.81 personal
Just down in the lead. Here's an upset right now, the way it's going. Jill Sturkle has taken the lead. Here's Shirley Babashoff. She'll swim anchor in this women's 4 times 100 meter relay.
Shirley Babashoff, let's look at the world record split. World record 352. We're
Oh,
48.
great.
Fabulous split. She's swimming against Claudia Hempel. Hempel was 6th in the 100. Babashoff was 5th. It's all on her back. The whole team has been depending on Shirley Babashoff this entire Olympics.
Shirley Babashoff has never won a gold medal. Shirley Babashoff in lane 3. The East German Claudia Hempel in lane 4. They're going to battle for the gold medal in the 4 times 100 women's freestyle relay. On the turn, Babashoff's in the lead, but she's being contested very closely by Claudia Hempel. Babashoff in the lead. Lane 3, Hempel's coming on. Hempel coming on now. Babashoff spurts out. United States in the lead for the gold in the 4 times 100 meter freestyle relay. Shirley Babashoff stays in front. Here's the drive to the finish. Babashoff hanging on, going to the wall, and Babashoff is the winner. The United States has upset East Germany in the 4 times 100 meter freestyle relay, and Shirley Babashoff has finally acquired her first gold medal.
And what a job she's done here for the United States. A